Good evening, I'm Meteorologist Danielle Moss with a weather impact update for you. We are tracking the tropics and we wanted to bring you the latest on the tropical storm that is moving off the coast of the Carolinas. As of right now, we are not anticipating any huge impacts for Georgia. However, it's very important to have these conversations and give updates as much as we can so that you guys can know what to expect. It is a holiday weekend, so some people might have family there. So we want to make sure that we are all on the same page at what we are looking at as meteorologists. Here's a look right now at the tropical storm. Our 8 p.m. advisory did not change much from the 5 p.m. advisory. We're still looking at a tropical storm with winds around 45 miles an hour. It's moving north at around 7 miles an hour. So that's a very slow moving storm. The good news is you can see heaviest of those rain bands are off into the ocean. So we're not really seeing any really huge impacts right now, but it's getting closer and closer to the coast there of South Carolina and North Carolina. There are tropical storm watches and warnings in effect. So it's very important to make sure that people heed those warnings. Even though we're not looking at a lot of rainfall right now, if you know anyone who's at the beach or who might be just kind of enjoying what's going on and enjoying the holiday, this could have some impacts even into Northeast Florida. So I think that's one of the main things that we want to talk about as well, is how this storm is not only having impacts on the Carolinas, but also on the coast of Northeast Florida and even some places here in really Southeast Georgia. So here's what you need to know about the tropical storm. Is moving closer and closer to the South Carolina coast. As of right now, the latest advisory that they just issued, the National Hurricane Center, it does say that we can expect landfall around 2 a.m. Sunday morning. So in the next few hours, that storm is going to continue to inch closer and closer. As of right now, it's not moving very fast. You saw that 7 mile an hour speed moving north. Northeast Florida beaches, dangerous and life-threatening rip currents and surf. So that's huge, especially on a weekend like now where I see a lot of people traveling and really getting out of their comfort zones. They might be going surfing. They might be just having a nice beach day. It's very important that you heed the guidance of the lifeguards that are on beaches. If you know anyone who is traveling right now, whether it's in the Carolinas or even in Florida, make sure they are aware. And make sure they don't ignore those things. A lot of people that get caught up in the moment and they're thinking, okay, this tropical storm is going towards the Carolinas. We're in Florida. We have nothing to worry about. Well, all that water connected. So you need to make sure that you are paying very close attention to the forecast, the lifeguards, and all the flags they put out on those beaches so that you are making the best decision for yourself and your family. In North Georgia, clouds and a very slight chance for a sprinkle. That's all we're looking at right now. And something we'll continue to watch, because whenever we see these systems, we never know when they might slow down or they might produce a lot of rain or even merge together with a secondary system and cause another concern for us. As of right now, models are not indicating that, which is great news. Here's a look at Tropical Storm Chantal. What are we looking at? Still 45 mile an hour winds. It's moving north at 7 miles an hour. So as it gets ready to make landfall, 50 miles an hour, that's what the wind gusts will be when this storm makes landfall. It is expected to continue to keep the tropical storm strength. We're not expecting this to be a hurricane. And you know, this is good news for us because the closer it gets, the more it holds on to that tropical storm force winds. That lets us know that there really isn't a great chance to see this being upgraded. However, whenever you see these storms making landfall around 2 a.m., you have to make sure that, you know, as a forecaster, that you are looking at, you know, the winds and the rain surge and things that could be impacting the people there in Carolinas, even tornadoes that could be coming off of those rain bands. All of that plays a big part into what forecasters, meteorologists have to do with all of these advisories and warnings. You can see there's not that many tropical storm warnings and watches in place right now, but there's enough. So the people along the coast of the Carolinas, as well as getting closer and closer. It looks like they have extended it up in North Carolina just a little bit, but this advisory has not changed much from 5 p.m. So the forecast is holding tight. As we look forward into 2 p.m. on Sunday, obviously the storm's gone away from anything that we're going to be seeing here in Georgia, but it will be a low pressure system once it makes landfall. So that's even better news for the people that are living in the Carolinas. Here's another look at it with our tropical satellite. What are we seeing right now? Heaviest of the rain starting to get closer and closer. All right, we looked at a camera in Myrtle Beach around our 6 p.m. show this evening, you could see the rainfall there, but it wasn't bad enough for people to take shelter. In fact, we saw the rain. We even saw people walking on the boardwalk still, which is not really uncommon whenever we see these hurricanes and tropical storms. But as of right now, not seeing any huge impacts, but still those rain bands, the heavy rain bands, and what we see that could create tornadoes staying off into the ocean, which is great. So let's talk about a forecast track. What can we expect here, and what is going to happen once this storm makes landfall? As it put into motion, this is that 2 a.m. hour when it's expected to make landfall. Just looking at some high winds for sure, maybe 50-mile-an-hour winds, heavy rain, and then by 2 p.m. on Sunday, that's 12 hours later, this storm is going to be right near Raleigh, just west of it there. Here in Atlanta, we are still staying dry. We're not seeing any of that tropical moisture being pulled back in, which is great. However, we have to watch because there is another system that will be coming that we could see a possibility for it to merge. The good news is the models are not showing that at all, which is great. Even Sunday evening at 8 p.m. staying mostly dry. Earlier at 6 p.m. when we looked at this model, it did show us getting some very light sprinkles, but it does look like our rain chances diminishing for Sunday. But if we do get any rainfall, it's because we're going to be seeing more clouds than what we saw today, and that's going to be holding some moisture in the area. We are expecting our temperatures to be slightly warmer though for your Sunday, just something that we have to continue to look at. And then Monday around midnight, maybe a light rain shower, but by then that storm is really a low pressure system and it's going to continue to push back up and off back into the coast. So by 1 p.m. Monday, the Carolinas, they won't have anything to worry about at all. This is what it looks like on our live radar. I think it's really cool to kind of see what you're seeing. You know, sometimes we show you the satellite like I showed you before, but when you see exactly what we're talking about with the live radar, you can see those rain bands. We're not seeing any severe weather, but heavy rainfall staying there. Taking a closer look at some of the rain that we are seeing from this storm, it does look like in Savannah earlier this evening, even in Brunswick and St. Mary's, they got some rainfall. We are seeing some rain showers moving across Waycross and even close to Valdosta and Fargo. Most of that rain is going to be really shifting southward, so even into North Florida. So that's where we're seeing most of that rain. We're not seeing anything here at home, maybe some very light rain showers in the North Georgia mountains. But overall, it is a nice evening ahead. No airport delays at all, which is great news. It's really nice here in Metro Atlanta. It's actually 86 degrees and it feels like 86. I went outside to kind of get warmed up. It's cold in the studio and that 86 feels really, really nice outside. It's not too humid. I know it's going to be another night where we're going to probably hear and see some fireworks. It is July 5th, but it's a long holiday weekend. Here's a look into our Georgia Tech camera right now. The sun has not quite set into Midtown, but it is going to be warmer as we head overnight, just slightly. 10 p.m. around 83 degrees, and then our overnight hours will be around 75. What can we expect here in Metro Atlanta as far as our highs are concerned for tomorrow? It's going to be a pretty hot day, anywhere from 93 to 94 degrees, just depending on that cloud cover. That's going to be playing a big role into our temperatures for tomorrow. All that cloud cover going to be coming in from that tropical storm. The less clouds that we see, the higher our temperatures will be. Here's look at that Sunday planner for you. Temperatures will be climbing, getting hot in a hurry for tomorrow. 91 degrees by 3 p.m. Factoring in the humidity, it could feel like 93. That's one thing that we're going to be seeing as we continue to go forward this week, is that we will be tracking some humidity. That humidity will be back into play, especially as we head throughout the week. Also, our rain chances will be back and increasing as well. This is our long range Futurecast. What are we expecting? What are we seeing? This is a look at Monday at 7:30. You can see that tropical storm that would be a low pressure would just completely gone, which is great news. But Tuesday at 3:30 p.m., maybe a light rain shower. It looks like our rain chances increase really as we head into your Wednesday. This is the latest model run. This is Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Definitely could be seeing some heavy rainfall. It looks like in South Georgia, here in Metro Atlanta, maybe seeing some of that rain creep on in there. And then Thursday, once again, what you're seeing is this normal summertime pattern that we set up in, where we see those late evening, late night storms that kind of roll through. And that's what we're expecting as we head throughout the second part of the week. I think this is very important to kind of talk about these tropical storms, and we talk about hurricane season, and we talk about what's happening with the remnants of these storms, because they have really big impacts. If we take a look right now and see what's happening across the southeast, really, we're seeing a lot of small disturbances. And I know that we've been paying very close attention to what's been happening in portions of Texas near San Antonio and even Austin. What's happening is the remnants. If you remember this, we talked about it last week, the remnants of Tropical Storm Barry, they just kind of paused. And then they saw a lot of rainfall happening in a very short amount of time, and that's what caused that flooding. So when we talk about these hurricanes and the tropical storms, and we talk about remnants, a lot of people, they start to tune out once it makes landfall. However, that is very important to continue to track the storm as it makes landfall and beyond, because it could have some very devastating impacts there. We're not expecting that to happen at all. You can see the tropical storm over there still has not made landfall, but we are going to be in the clear here in Georgia as far as any impacts are concerned. Here's look at your 7-day forecast for you. Temperatures will be increasing for your Monday, 97 degrees by Monday. That's going to be very hot. Then as we head through your Tuesday and throughout the weekend, unfortunately, it's going to be another one of those wet patterns that we're going to be setting up for. We're going to be continuing to have those afternoon and evening showers. That's going to have an impact on those temperatures. It's just that time of the year where if you're not seeing any rainfall, you're going to be into the upper 90s. But if you do get lucky and get caught under one of those isolated showers, it cools you off. Those temperatures won't be as high either, and we'll have a little bit more cloud cover to keep us cooler. We are going to get another update from the National Hurricane Center around 11 p.m. I will have that latest information for you. That's going to be on our 11 p.m. news. So make sure that you tune in there for the latest if you are interested. We're continuing to track that and track your weather here and make sure you have the latest. But for now, I'm meteorologist Danielle Moss. I hope you enjoy some of our radar loops as we head back into your Saturday evening.